Oh. So I don't even know if anything I said went through because I forgot to press one button. So here we go. Let's start again. And if you just heard that intro twice, that's fine. It's a nice little jaunt. Yeah, but in case you didn't hear me, I didn't see that case today because it was just too sad for me. It's just too sad. I just can't do it. Hello, guys in chat. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning or good evening or wherever you are, whatever it is. Of course, we're going to stop at Cristofino today, and maybe we'll figure out the name of that judge in California. I don't know her name, but we should figure out her name because she's really good. We're going to get some from her. But I can't remember if I go to the you know the yes I do, Judge Khan in Colorado. You know, the real soft judge. We're going to go see him today for a complete meltdown. And Casey's got cheese for everybody in chat. So if you want some cheese, get into chat. Hurry up. All right, let's start. Let's start with the great sandwich defense of 2024. Let's just start there.
All right. And then let's see, I have okay, I want to identify a couple of other people who are in the hearing. We have an iPhone 152. If you could please unmute your device and state your name for the record.
Yeah, Jansen Levin. There you are. I was confused. I've never done this, so I was trying to figure out if I was just watching in or if I was part of it, or I didn't know if there was like a viewing where I was just viewing what's going on, or
You're
if I'm
not
actually
part
in
of
it.
it. You're the star.
Okay, I'm here.
The star of the show.
Thank you. Go ahead and go back on mute. And now that I know who you are, we'll get you called shortly. Okay, let's return now to Ms. Tillotson. Okay. All right. Jansen Levin, 3A0768740. Mr. Levin, you're noted for contested hearing. Did you get in kind of late, or did you hear me talk about the different types of hearings? Oh, I can't hear you.
You got it?
I can hear you now. Yes.
Go.
Oop, now you froze.
Sorry. Is it working?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I heard you, Your Honor.
Okay.
The three types.
Okay. What would you like to request today?
I mean, I don't know the laws very well, but I think that it wasn't committed, so I'm going to contest.
Okay. All right. Okay. So the way that works then is I will go ahead and read the officer's sworn report, and then I'll place you under oath, and then you'll be able to give me your testimony. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So I do just want to put on the record that if we go through all of this and I find the infraction is more likely than not that it was committed, you won't have the opportunity to ask for a deferred finding or traffic school or anything like that afterwards. So if we go through the trial, it's committed, and then you owe the full penalty if I find it's committed. If I find it not committed, then it's dismissed and you don't owe anything. Okay. So it's sort of all nothing on that one. Unless you want, I just wanted to make that clear for you if you wanted to ask for something different.
No, I don't. I just want to state my case, and I feel like if you pick anything else, you can't.
Yeah, true. That is true. Okay. So I'm looking at a citation here that is by Officer Anna Brandt that was completed on December 8th of 2023. And there is an attached statement, and that statement reads as follows. Infraction 3A 0768740. On the date and time listed on the notice of infraction, I was parked on the side of the roadway in the city of Black Diamond in my marked patrol vehicle. I witnessed the defendant's vehicle pass my location, and I could clearly see the driver holding a cellular telephone. I was approximately 10 to 15 feet from the defendant's vehicle, which allowed me a clear and unobstructed view of the driver. And she goes on to note the code that was cited, RCW 4661-672. A person who uses a personal electronic device while driving a motor vehicle is guilty of a traffic infraction and must pay a fine as provided in RCW 4663-110. Use or uses means, number one, holding a personal electronic device in either hand or both hands. Two, using your hand or finger to compose, send, read, view, access, browse, transmit, save, or retrieve email, text message, instant message, photographs, or other electronic data. This does not preclude the minimal use of a finger to activate, deactivate, or initiate a function of the device. Or three, watching a video on a personal electronic device. I stopped the vehicle and contacted the driver. The driver admitted to using his cell phone while driving. The driver was also eating a Subway sandwich, and the sandwich was on his lap. I issued the driver an infraction for using a personal electronic device while driving. After advising the driver that he was receiving a citation, the driver asked if it matters that he works for the city and helps out for minor days. I advised the driver that it did not, that driving while talking on the phone and eating a sandwich, especially with wet roads, was dangerous. I certify under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Washington that the above is true and correct, and I am entering my authorized user ID and password to authenticate it. And that was signed by Officer Anna Brandt on December 8th, 2023 in Black Diamond, Washington. So that's the city's evidence. At this time, I will hear from you. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you provide today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
All right, you can put your hand down. And if you see me looking down, it's just because I like to make notes about your testimony, so I'm actively listening to you. Go ahead and let me know anything that you would like me to know about what happened on this particular day.
Portion of what she said, I mean, obviously she thinks it's true, but her being whatever 10 to 15 feet away is not true. There was no way, because she was way off the road and I was on 169 there, or on, Maple Valley Highway. And I was eating a sandwich and I remember that vividly. And I wasn't claiming that. I said that I do a lot for the city and this and that. And I own a small portable toilet company. So I set up like toilets for miners' days, and I set up Labor Day parade and everything. And that's all I was saying. And she said she was new. So I thought it was like, it wasn't me trying to get out of it. I just was like more small talk. But anyways, I was still eating my sandwich and had like a handful. But and I do have a dash for my phone, a dash cam holder. And I was using that. I remember that vividly. And maybe she saw me reach up to that for addresses, because all I do is drive for a living. And I plug in addresses all day long. And I don't remember exactly what I was doing at the time with it on the dash and plugging it in. I do remember eating a sandwich. And there's no possible way I had a phone in my hand. I was eating a sandwich and driving my car at the same time. There's no hands to put on the wheel if I had a sandwich in one and a phone in the other, number one.
That's how I drive.
But I think she saw me reach up for my dash, possibly, and either fiddle with my phone or change an address or whatever. And I could have pulled it out of the holder, too, like
Boom.
temporarily, and been
There.
plugging in an address, because when I try to do it and touch it while I'm driving up there with like finger pointing it, maybe I did. I pulled it out maybe and plugged in my address and put it back in, and she saw that, or I don't know where she saw it exactly. I didn't see her at all until I was getting pulled over. But so I don't know the rules. Maybe and I don't know if that convicts me or whatever. Then, but I don't know. So that's all I have. And yeah, so
Okay.
that's my defense, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Levin, I absolutely appreciate your candor today. Like, I mean, I can tell that you are being very honest about the whole incident and what happened. I appreciate that you work with the city. I mean, thank you for your service. Okay.
You're welcome.
So my job is I have kind of a strict job when I hear the evidence on these contested hearings, right? So, you know, on the one hand, we have the officer who's trained and sworn to uphold the law. She doesn't have any bias. I'm assuming she doesn't know you, has no business with you except, you know, she stopped you and you know, when she believed that you had committed this infraction. And so she doesn't have any bias towards you. You know, you have a little bit of bias because it's about you and it's your, you know, your driving record and all of this. So I have to consider that. And then I consider, you know, how your testimony is. I believe your testimony was absolutely honest today. And, you know, the whole eating the sandwich thing, I was really kind of like, yeah, if you're eating a sandwich, you're probably not going to be like sandwich in one hand, phone in the other, you know?
Yeah. But I could have been poking my phone up there while I was eating or putting it back up. I don't know what she saw exactly.
Kinky.
So there was that. There was your testimony about she couldn't have seen you within that 15 feet because of where you were driving compared to where she was. But there was also your, you know, very frank statement that you could have pulled it out to adjust the cord or something like that. And even that is a violation. So there's a lot of testimony that I heard today, but in your particular case, you know, it's close because of the whole sandwich thing. I'm really finding this.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Oh.
So close, I mean, this is right where it is, right? So it's just a 51% burden to find it one way or the other. And that's a tight burden, especially when it's close like this. But I am going to find the sandwich defense is going to be compelling for me, and I'm going to go ahead and find it.
Yeah.
No,
right on.
You won on the sandwich defense.
It was honest to God truth, everything I stated. And
I know you were telling me the truth. You were very frank. You heard the incident. You remember all of it. So I am going to find you not committed on that. I have a P.O. box in Auburn. Is that still a good address for you?
That's it. That's headquarters portable toilet. So if you ever need a crapper, parties or weddings, call
awesome.
Headquarters.
We'll give you a call.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Thanks, Your Honor. Okay, bye.
Free to go. Okay. Let's see. I have.
Like, oh my God, totally. Literally, I'm going to get like a discount on a crapper for little Alan's 68-month birthday now. I'm so happy I let him off. Oh man. So, you know, you drive around with a sandwich, guys. Everybody always drive around with a sandwich because then they can't bust you for a cell phone. Oh man. Okay, this next one's just a minute long. It's just real quick.
Right. We had Dr.
But before I start it, I just want you to know that I think that the prosecutor hurts the judge's feelings here. Like, it's Cristofino, so we'll see.
Parker as well, correct?
That's makes two. Pursuant to statute, pursuant to the code, do I have to appoint one more, or shouldn't I appoint one more? And my question is, you got any suggestions? I haven't, Ms. Ms. Boyd, let's be clear. I have, a name in mind. I just wanted to give everybody a chance to put their input in case I had forgotten somebody.
Judge, I don't disagree that maybe we need to appoint one more. I guess my hesitation is that Mr. Edwards is not participating in these evaluations, and I feel like we're just wasting time here. Dr. Chisholm Buggs has evaluated him. I think this is the third or fourth time by her.
But it's never a waste of time to follow the law.
I completely agree,
Ms.
Judge.
Clays, that's never a waste of time.
I didn't read Dr. Chisholm Buggs's evaluation of him.
She did. She hurt his feelings. He was shocked that she even said that. It's not a waste of time to follow the law. He put her right in her place. She's like, okay, we'll do it. Let's do it. Again, we're going to stay with Cristofino for one more. And I just want you to know something. When I got this clip, the audio versus the video was at least 30 minutes apart. 30 seconds apart. It took me forever. So this 7 minutes of clip better be darn entertaining. Because it took me forever to get the audio to match his little mouth moving.
Yep. Jeremy Astrop.
Yes, sir.
Twenty CO1 1710 F348, State of Indiana versus Jeremy L. Astrop. Sir Astrop, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm under the pains and penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Oh, yeah.
State your name.
Jeremy L. Astrop.
Should defendant appears in person from the Elkhart County Correctional Facility as a self-represented litigant, State of Indiana in court by WebEx, State of Indiana in court by Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Don Pitzer. Okay, Mr. Astrop, you're in court because you allegedly violated your placement at Michiana Community Corrections.
No, I didn't violate it.
Pardon?
I did violate it. There's no allegedly.
Okay, so you may not want to make admissions like that. Why don't we wait? Okay.
I apologize, Your Honor.
That's okay. So first up, do you recall me reading the rights and what happens with violations of probation and community corrections to other individuals that appeared before you?
Yes, sir, I do.
Do you understand those rights? Do you have any questions?
I understand those rights and have no questions, Your Honor.
Okay, so let's look at the violation itself. I'm not asking you to admit or deny. I just want to tell you what some of them are. So it talks about positive drug screens. It talks about your admission into Hickory Treatment Center.
Correct.
And then what happened when the circumstances of your leaving there. In any event, that's what led to this alleged violation. Now, here's what I want to ask you. Are you going to hire your own attorney, or are you going to want a public defender?
Your Honor, unfortunately, I'll have to have a public defender appointed to me, unless I can put a plea guilty in today, if possible.
Well, I think you need to.
Great idea.
I can't stop you from doing that. You have the right to do that, but Mr. Astrop, I think you need to talk to an attorney, because if you don't, I fear that the result may be harsher than what you expect or what you want.
I think my total out date is early October, and I really want, I'm manning up with the problems I have with drugs. And that's why I've been to Hickory twice. That's why I'm in Oakland outpatient. That's why I do AA meetings. That's why I got 2 sponsors. I'm fighting this, man, tooth and nail. I'm tired of being an addict. And it takes a man to step forward and say, I did wrong. I don't need a public defender. And when waste his time to come and say this and that for me. I'm ready to accept all consequences. If you have to sit me down in the DOC for a few months, it is what it is. And hey, you know what? I'm gonna be a better man because of that. I've been writing down, I've been doing things I've never did before on this bit right here, and that's taking a journal and writing down every day what happens every day. Look at taking the stories from all these people that are in here from addiction and problems with drugs. And you know, and I talk to people that are like, oh man, you're a quitter. You know what? Drugs made me quit my family, my friends, my time, my finances, my freedom. And I give up all that things for drugs, and I'm tired of that, Your Honor. And if you feel like I need DOC, man, you do this for a living, and I build RVs for a living. And if you feel I need DOC, then hey, man, it's in your power. That's what I get, man. I believe everything happens for a reason. But I'm really requesting that maybe I get put back on MCC because my fines are all paid up. I'm all paid up on MCC. I had a good standing with them, and they really helped me out, and they really got me a new plan. It really got me doing them AAs, and I really appreciate everything that MCC did for me. And,
So, Mr. Astrop, please stop talking, because let me tell you where we're at. Please stop talking. Let me tell you where we're at.
Yes.
I'm still back. Do you want private counsel? Do you want a public defender? Do you want to just represent yourself?
I'll take it. Just give me a public defender. That's fine, sir.
Okay, let's see if you qualify.
Damn.
Okay.
Do you own a home, like land?
No, sir.
Do you own a car or any personal property you could sell?
No, sir.
Any cash, any bank accounts, any investment accounts?
No, sir.
Are you currently employed?
No, I got laid off from Christmas and Parley.
Court finds the defendant to be indigent, appoints the public defender's office to represent the defendant.
I'm sorry for rambling on, sir. It's in my heart, man.
No, that's okay.
I'm just ready to beat this problem I got, man. I'm just tired of it. And you see, I've never picked
I know
up any
this
other
is pushing
problem.
it. March 28th. I know this is pushing it. March 28th.
You can come back March 28th.
I don't apologize to Matt Johnson. He put me up too. And I'm
Mr.
sorry.
Astrop, stop talking, please. This is Attorney Matt Johnson. I might be your lawyer.
Hey, Mr. Astrop, just hang on a
Don't
minute.
hurt yourself.
I'm thinking that maybe he's already made an admission that he just blurted out. You know, I mean,
Do we need?
I'm thinking, how about, hey, Mr. Astrop, you got any objection if I get MCC and ECC eligibility reports on you?
Be my guest, Your Honor. I'm all for it.
There you go. Cause coming on for alleged violation of placement at Michiana Community Corrections. Defendant appears in person in the Elkhart County Correctional Facility as a self-represented litigant via WebEx, State of Indiana, in court by Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Don Pitzer. The court conducts preliminary hearing on alleged violation of placement at Michiana Community Corrections. Defendant requests appointment of counsel. Defendant examined found to be indigent. Public Defender's Office appointed to represent the defendant. Court orders Michiana Community Corrections and Elkhart County Community Corrections to file eligibility reports with the court. Court resets this matter for hearing March 28, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. It is so ordered. I'm gonna see you back here March 28th for sure.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you for the court.
Good luck.
Yeah, he already said he was guilty multiple times, so it doesn't matter. It's too late. It's all too late. That poor public defender. He's got a lot of work to do. All right, this one is just a few seconds long, and it's in Colorado with a new judge. Cloud. Okay, Cloud. Every day now, I try to start, like, I start my stream an hour before I start, just so that you know that I'm coming on, because I don't know what time I start. But Cloud, I'm so happy you're here. Like, oh my God. Yeah. Wait, don't get coffee until Kelly teaches us something. All right, here we go. Let's argue with the judge real quick.
And you just hit to select the 2 weeks, the 1 week in May that I said I wasn't available, and the 1 week in June that I said I wasn't available.
Well, I've said, we're talking about May 13th, May 20th, June 10th, June 7th, June 3rd.
Yeah, and you said June 3rd to June 10th, that's 1 week.
You can argue with me if you want, sir, but are you also gone May 13th
Your Honor,
and
that's-
May 20th?
I don't know if you noticed, but while this guy was arguing with the judge about dates, she gave a long, wide variety of dates. And like 2 of them, he wasn't available. So he's like, okay, you pick the days that I'm not available, of course. Well, this other attorney was about to speak. And you saw his co-counsel reach over and like stop him, like, just shut up, just shut up right now. Don't say anything. And then he did speak. And then she pulled him out. She's like, Your Honor, may I please go outside with my co-counsel for a second? Because, I mean, this guy was burying himself with the judge. She's like, yeah, let him go. Let him bury himself. It was funny. Yes, Your Honor, every day you pick is bad for me. I'm always gone. Okay, so this next one is obviously a mental problem. There's a mental problem going on in this next one, and it's a complete and total meltdown. But it happens in Judge Kahn's courtroom. So any other courtroom in America, this would be different, but it happened in Judge Kahn's courtroom. And if you all remember Judge Kahn, he's very, I like Judge Kahn. Okay, I'll start there. I like Judge Kahn, so I'm not going to say any more. So I'm just going to go. We're just going to go to Colorado. I call this the other Colorado. So the YouTube Colorado is like the real soft, wishy-washy judges, and then the other Colorados that I get are the real hard Colorados. This is my soft Colorado side.
Sean Ambrose.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ambrose. Give me a moment. I've got a few files for you, so let me take a look and see what we've got here. So the case that you're here for today.
Trespassing.
Yes, that's correct. And that allegedly occurred on March 2nd of 2024. I'm sorry?
Not allegedly it did. Allegedly means possibly.
Well, right now it's an allegation, so right, and you may have made a determination as to whether it happened. I haven't yet made that determination, but I understand what you're saying. So you're here for that charge, but I also have some other cases. I just want to make sure that we call them all.
And I'd also like to talk about my court date on February 13th where no one showed up.
Okay, and let me take a quick look at the files that I've got.
And then my previous court date before that was January 5th. And then I have a court date coming up on March 26th. All of these are illegal charges against, basically I got here in July and my service animals were illegally taken from me 5 times by the Polar BT, cost me over $500,000. So I have a bone to pick with every single officer, including this entire court system, because you've cost me almost $1 million since I've been here.
All right, let me just take a look. I'm going to step through this. So I have a case number 2024-633. In that case, there is a charge of having a prohibited item, which is a tent or a net.
Yeah.
And that's a violation of 8321. And then there's an obstructing government operations charge from that same date. Now, let me just
I am a certified, was a licensed mental health counselor in Seattle. My animals are actually certified at the government level, and they were taken illegally 5 times. Officer Burton took them 4 times. I was illegally threatened by multiple police officers. Caparelli was one of them. She picked me up when I was doing a peaceful protest and claimed that I kicked her and illegally charged me with 2 assault charges. So I have to plead my case every time I come in here. And last time I showed up, no one showed up. I was the only one in the courtroom. And there was a judge there. And then the time before that, my public defender showed up and she was really mean to me. And the other judge was really mean to me. So now I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is this court system about? And I use the F word because it means pluck, which came from when a soldier lost his finger or a Native American lost their finger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's try to get to let's just try to get through
That's
each
not what it
case.
means.
Right? Like, I don't even know how to get to my own cases because this system is so screwed up. And Angela Davis at Berkeley has taught me really well that this system should not be around. The jail system. I was put in the jail multiple times, one time for about 3 to 4 weeks, where I almost got COVID. It is a disgusting place where you torture people. I'll tell you.
Let me make some records here on cases, okay? There's a
I'm just gonna sit down because I'm emotionally handicapped and I do not have my service animals.
All right, that's fine. And
Thank you.
Go ahead and relax there for a moment. I'll just kind of explain to you what I'm doing with each of these cases. In case number 2024-1084, that's the one that you've just appeared on the trespass charge.
Yep,
Case number 2024-633 was a case where a warrant issued because you weren't in court on February 20th.
I was tackled by a police officer off my bike. He gave me a scuff on my arm right here. His name is Slidell. An officer called me yesterday to investigate that case. They're investigating him. No, they're not investigating him. They're investigating who? I don't know.
All right, let me address the case right where it stands. Because you've come to court today, I'm going to cancel the warrant for that. All right, so the warrant's been canceled.
And an officer told me last night, 3 nights ago, when the shit was beat out of me, and they couldn't do anything about it nor catch the person, that there was 2 warrants out for my arrest.
Okay, well, I'm glad he shared that with you, and you came to court, so I'm glad you've come to court.
Okay.
So that's good. And I'm going to pull up one other case. We'll do it at one at a time. Case number 2024-812.
Case numbers down.
And we can give you some paperwork when you leave, so you won't have to write anything down. I'm going to give you documentation for you. Let's take a look on that one. Again, that looks like a citation that was issued. I'm talking about case number 2024-812. That was a citation that was issued by Officer Pleiter on February 18th.
That's the one that ripped me off my bike.
And that's a trespass charge allegedly to have occurred at 1109 Walnut.
Oh, no, that's a different officer. Excuse me. I misspoke. It was cited. Yeah. I don't know every cop's name, just most of them.
So this allegedly occurred at Rosetta Hall.
Yeah, that's correct.
All right,
I applied for a job there, and I was in a job interview, and I was asked to leave. That was a different day. And then I left kindly, and then another day I was there buying food. That was a different day. And then a different day I bought food there, and then a different day I bought food there. And that wasn't that day. So I'm trying to figure out why I have so much trauma due to every police officer, or excuse me, not every police officer, just most of the Boulder PD, including this court system, including this gentleman sitting on my left, who I had to plead to get my service animals back. He said a year, I said 9 months, I say now.
Okay.
He doesn't know where they are.
One step at a time for you, Mr. Ambrose.
Right?
On
That's what I'm
case.
saying. Like, one step at a time. Like, this is fucking illegal.
In that case, case number 2024-812, because you've appeared today, even though you were not in court on the original court date, which is February 28th, I'm going to cancel the warrant because you are here.
I appreciate that.
So that's the third of these cases. And then case number 2023-3899. Let me pull up that case.
Thank you so much. And I actually do not want a public defender. I will defend myself.
Okay, and that was going to be one of the
Great
questions
idea.
I was going to ask you. That's,
Yeah, no, my public defender is not good.
It's mean to him.
This was in December.
3 times to court.
In December, on this case 3899, you entered into a deferred judgment in connection with the charge of subjecting animals to unnecessary.
Yeah, that's fucking bullshit. Sorry, those are my children. I have 2 dead children, and I've taken such good care of those, and those animals replaced my dead children, and I'm sick of having to tell my story to fucking police officers. I've been peaceful this whole time. This is a peaceful protest right now, and I want that. I want the money. They're charging me $1,000 for that. I want $100,000 for that. That's what I'm saying. Or else I'll sue this entire court system. I'll take it to the Supreme Court. I do not give a fuck. Excuse my language. I am being as kind as I possibly can right now. The officers have beat me up and I did not report it. And I'm putting my fucking foot down.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's pause for a moment so we can kind of just get
I don't
through.
want to pause. I'm trying to plead my case.
I know,
See what I'm
but I
saying?
know you don't, but I have, it's hard for me to
I'll
catch up
breathe.
with you. All right, you gotta let me catch up with you,
Thank
okay? I'm talking about that case from December 12th of 2023. That's the case where you entered into the deferred judgment on the subjecting animals to unnecessary suffering charge. The expectation at that time was that you would agree to perform 5 housing related tasks. And then you'd.
Yeah, I don't know what those are. And the expectation was $1,000 ticket that's already been.
They're not charging you any fees.
I know, that already happened. I was already here. You see, I remember all the stuff that happened. They don't.
Well, that's why we have these
Okay, I'm
documents.
gonna record now. Thank you.
All right. So I want to turn to Niat or Carlos. I don't know if either one of you have been involved with Mr. Ambrose in connection with the 5 housing related tasks.
Met with all of them.
Carlos has been working with Mr. Ambrose a little closer than I have, but I know VI SPDAT assessment has been done and ID has been ordered for Mr. Ambrose. So 2 out of 5.
Okay, so he's in progress with those
Yep.
things.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
You had to do to prove my fucking innocence. So stupid.
Okay. So I think I've got a handle on what we've got pending, which I had to do, and thank you for your
Yo
patience.
necesito interpreter para Sanskrit. I need a Sanskrit interpreter.
Sanskrit
All right,
interpreter.
Mr. Ambrose, you have appeared on these 3 other cases, but we don't have resolution. And what I thought I heard you say is that you do not want the public defender to represent
No.
those 3 cases. Okay,
No,
That's fine.
I want to defend myself.
and that's okay.
Thank
I
you.
just wanted to make sure that
Yeah.
that's what you wanted to do,
She
and I have to
showed
make a
bunch of
record.
times. She was helpful when I was in jail, but then they yelled at me for coming to court. The judge at that time was not a very kind judge, and I have no idea why they yelled at me, and they were mean to me. I don't know what language you want me to put it in. This is the most stressful year of my life, and it has cost me $1 million.
And I'm really sorry to hear it's been that stressful. So let's figure out what the next step's gonna be. I need to advise you of the charge on the record because that's how we have to do this, just because that's required in the court process. And then you have the option of pleading not guilty and setting these cases for trial. Is that what you'd like to do?
Well, what will be quicker? Because I know it's my right to have a speedy and fair trial. This has not been speedy. I'm looking for a fair trial. So you let me know how I get a fair trial and I will calm down.
Okay. I believe I can give you a fair trial.
Thank you.
I try to be very
I
fair
appreciate
with
that.
you.
I have had you multiple times and I do feel that you are a very fair judge.
All right. And I want to tell you about your options with
Thank
respect to that, okay? Let's start with case number 2000. We'll go to the one that's the oldest that hasn't had a resolution. That's 2024
Yeah.
633. So let me pull
September
that one
14th.
back up. Give me a moment to pull that one up.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so the charge in this case, there's 2 counts on this case.
Okay.
Having a tent or net, which is prohibited by section 8321 of the Boulder Revised Code on February 8th of 2024, right near the Boulder Public Library at 1001 Arapahoe Avenue.
Skip her.
Do you understand that charge?
I do, Judge. Thank
How do you want to plead to that charge?
What happens if I plead guilty? I have to pay $50, right?
No, not
You get
necessarily.
tased
No.
immediately.
Well, let me
That's what the ticket
take a
says.
step back.
Hold on. The officer incorrectly wrote my information on the ticket.
The ticket says $50 bond.
No,
Okay.
but it also says 150 pounds. Doesn't put my name
Oh, I
on
see.
it.
As far as
See
your
what I'm
weight.
saying? He actually incorrectly wrote down. He wouldn't let. See, like I don't even know which ticket anymore.
Yeah, well,
That's right.
this one shows $170, 170 pounds.
Right. I'm like, okay, so that is a different one. Thank you.
But it's a February 8th ticket.
Okay.
It alleges that you were at the library with a tent or net,
Yes, I'm.
and that's section 8321. It also alleges that you obstructed government operations in violation of section
Okay.
551. Now, if you'd like to speak with the prosecutor today, you could have a conversation with Mr. Reynolds and see what he would offer to resolve
I'm
the
actually
case.
going to ask your opinion.
You can ask,
Legal for you to
there's
give
certain
me-
limits on what I can do, but you can ask questions
See
if
what I'm saying? It's
yes.
like I know my rights.
Yes, you do.
I've read my US Constitution
Yeah.
multiple times. At this point, I just want my dogs back. They're wolf hybrids. They're completely legal here.
We're not on the dog case right
I don't
now.
even know how to get there.
Let's not get to that
Okay.
yet right now. I know
Okay.
that may be what's driving you crazy right now, but,
It literally is what's driving me crazy.
yeah, I get you.
I'm
But
emotionally handicapped. And I
let's,
cannot fucking handle this shit without it.
do you want to take a few minutes to just?
No, I want my fucking dogs back. Okay? Like, I don't want help. This has been fucking so hard. Nobody understands. Officer Burton took him multiple times. I let him pick me up peacefully and throw me in a cop car. I don't know what to do at this point. Those are my, I don't know what to do.
I think we're going to take that case first. Let's try to address it where just so I can clarify. And it may not be the news that you want to hear, but I'm going to take that case first.
Okay.
This is the 2023 3899 case.
Okay.
And there may have been an associated case as far as a forfeiture. I'll take a moment to see where we are. So in that's the case I mentioned just a few minutes ago. That's the case where you entered into a deferred judgment. And the terms of the deferred judgment at that time, which was December 12th, was that you would enter a guilty plea to the charge of subjecting an animal to unnecessary suffering.
That wasn't December 12th.
That's the date that I have on the
December
ticket.
fucking 14th.
The date of the violation.
No, I drank.
The date.
See, what are they doing here? See what I'm saying?
Well, when you started to yell, they got a little nervous.
They give me
and they
fucking complex PTSD. I'm gonna go sit over here now because I trust these people more.
Do you want to sit for a moment?
Yeah. I want them out of the room.
It's gonna be fine.
No, it's not. Y'all don't understand mental health. See what I'm saying? I do.
No, I understand you're under a great deal of stress. I understand that.
I'm not under stress. I'm trying to plead my case.
We're fine, officer. We're fine. Thank you.
Gee, like how many cops do I need to fucking flip out?
They're more worried than I am.
Yeah.
All right. I believe you can manage through this.
Okay.
But they've got a building that they've got to protect, and so that's what they're doing.
Yeah, they also didn't. I never brought my dogs in this building.
I'm not saying you did. Okay.
They would have been allowed to be.
Yeah. So let's try to make our way through this because it's really stressful for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emergency psychiatric crisis line. I do not get to talk to anyone. I need food. Not right now.
What I was talking to you about was case number 2023 3899. There was a citation that was issued in connection with that case.
For doing what?
Give me a moment.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to read through it because I have to go back and look at what's in here. This is, you referred to September 19th. That was the date of the alleged violation at that point, okay? And the allegation that you subjected an animal to unnecessary suffering. Yeah. When you were in court on December 12th, you entered into a deferred judgment, all right? Yeah. And that's the agreement that said, I'm going to complete 5 housing-related tasks.
Yes, I'm on 2, I guess.
You're on 2, you're doing fine with that.
Great.
And the other condition was that you were not going to have animals for the 9 months beginning at that date.
I don't actually agree with that anymore.
And that's problematic because that's part of the agreement.
And I would just like to go visit them. He did say I could go visit them.
So I've had you speaking. Mr. Reynolds, did you want to comment on where things stand to the extent you know? And if there isn't anything you can add, that's fine.
I do not know, where.
Mia does. Mia knows where they are.
Animals.
We had an appointment. He didn't show up to our appointment. And I don't know what to do when he doesn't show up for his appointments. I showed up here on the day and time. It was 9 a.m. I don't remember the exact date. I talked to someone over in that room and he was not here. So I don't know what to do when someone doesn't show up for their job. I am what you call a critical intensive response team advocational. I do it for free. Honestly, I don't know what to do at this point. Like, I don't feel safe in this city anymore until I get my wolf hybrids back.
And what I see in the summons is if it's the same dogs, they were impounded on.
See, I have to
Okay. You can correct me. I'm doing the best I can. You just give me a little grace, if you will.
Of course.
It does show that in the report that some animals were impounded that day.
They were not harmed. I have never exposed them to suffering. I feed them better than I feed myself. Now you fucking get it.
What I'm doing right now, Mr. Ambrose, I'm just reading the reports and reminding myself of what I've read before because I remember these circumstances.
Now I'm 5 days sober. Great. Been sober 6 out of the last 9 months.
Well, you're making good progress.
Thank you. I had about 11 years of sobriety. And they were taking it from me. The only thing I could do was use and drink and go sit with other drug addicts and alcoholics to help them through this kind of shit.
Yeah. I'm reading the reports so that I have a good idea of where things stood. And what's unfortunate at this point is that was September. This is.
I know. We had a leap year. Great.
6 months ago, right?
Yep, and the whole court system.
Just about 6 months ago to the day.
Yep.
And so they were impounded then. The court doesn't have any.
6 months of their fucking life.
We don't have any authority over the dog.
6
animals.
months of my baby's life.
Yeah.
There's no money.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? He wants me to wait till September.
That's the agreement that you reached with the prosecutors to wait until September before you can have animals again.
Pay me.
We can't pay you.
I know.
All right, so I don't see that there's a violation. Mr. Reynolds, is there anything that looks to me like we aren't in any position to do anything on that particular case?
We're not.
Because he's done 2 of the 5 tasks. I want you to keep working with Niat and Carlos with respect to those tasks. Would you like for me to call the CERT team so they could come and speak with you?
No, I know them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm willing to, if you want to interact and have an interaction with them.
I used to have the phone number of one of them. I've had 4 cell phones stolen. I've had a bike stolen. When my skateboard was stolen, there was an officer there. He was in an argument with me because I found a badge in the creek and I was giving it back. And while I was giving it back, stuff was stolen out of my car. My car is now at Subaru because it's a lemon and I don't care about money. I just want my service animals back.
And that's not something that I can order.
I know.
Okay. And I empathize with you because I know it's a tremendous loss for you.
Just gonna look at pictures of them now because that's all I got.
Yeah. Let's talk about those other cases. Are you in a position to go forward with those right now? Right. Let's talk about the other 3 cases that you have pending.
Okay.
Case number 2024-633.
Okay.
That's the case that I just described to you. It has the Tenternet allegation and the obstructing government operations near Boulder Public Library. That's the oldest of the 3. And then there's case number 2024-812. I'm going to pull that up right now.
Thank you, Jim.
And that's a case alleging trespass at 1109 Walnut.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
And that's the one where allegedly that you were at the Rosetta Hall. We talked a little bit about that.
Yeah,
I haven't taken a plea on any of these yet, but I'm just reminding you.
Thank you.
And then there's one more case number 2024-1084.
That's correct.
And I'll pull that one up real quick and remind you. And then we're going to a couple of different ways we can proceed.
Okay.
You've already told me you don't want public defender representation.
I don't even know what I want at this point.
It's
like what's in
Ms. Talene is an excellent public defender. She's certainly capable of meeting with you and talking to you about the cases today. Do you want to talk to her about them? It might help.
Guys, just stop for a second. Imagine if he got Butler. You all remember Butler, right? As his public defender. That would have been awesome.
She can hear what you have to say, and as importantly, she can also. She's not going to be as emotional as you are, and she can help make good decisions on
what I am is reasonable.
Okay.
Okay. There's a combination of emotion and reason. To be a human means to be embodied. So I don't want to have to teach everyone on earth what it means to be a human. I'm a psychologist, retired. I'm a therapist, retired. I am tired. I got burned out because I used to work with 0 to 6-year-olds, and I used to work with adults. I did it for about 5 to 6 years. I have a master's. I have an undergrad. I have multiple undergrads. Like, I don't know what to do at this point because I think I'm smarter than everyone in this building, and it sucks.
Okay.
You know what I like?
I understand what you're saying.
I'm trying to go back.
Got a trespass charge in that case from, this is from the Boulder Bookstore at 1107 Pearl Street.
That's a place where I buy books. That's the most recent one. Yeah. I know the owner. He invited me in.
So let's talk about the next steps.
Thank you.
You've been charged with these offenses. That was a trespass charge. So you've got the 2 trespassing charges from different dates, and you have the prohibited items and obstructing government operation.
Yep. And then I still have items.
So if you'd like, I'm more than happy to appoint the public defender, and you can speak with Ms. Talene. Do you want to do that?
Sure.
Okay, let's start with that. Okay.
And then I want to leave. What's the quickest way for me to get out of here?
Today?
Yeah.
You've been here a while. Let me chat with Ms. Talene and see what she thinks makes sense.
Like, I'm hungry. I know how to get through. I don't like the shelter.
Ms. Talene, could I just interrupt for just a moment? I've appointed you to Mr. Ambrose's case, but he's had a pretty emotional morning. He's been here for quite a while.
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to reset his cases.
I would prefer to do that.
I don't worry about it. Your continuation is fine.
We're going to reset you. That'll get you a chance to kind of get your bearings, get you out of here, and then you can
I
go.
have a court date the 26th.
I want to double check that.
That's the one with the 2 felonies and.
Okay, so that's down the hall.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
I'm going to reset you for our court for April, the second Tuesday and first Tuesday in April. That's her normal court date.
That's fine because I don't get my dogs back until September.
Right. So, and we're going to be focused between now and April.
Thank you.
Hopefully have more conversations with Carlos so that you can make more progress on some issues surrounding stability tasks.
Yep.
And then when you come back, Ms. Talene will be here. And we'll have you meet with her right away, so you're not here for 2 hours. As soon as you'll be one of the first cases that we have her call that day. Okay, she's going to give you her card. I need you to go out front so they can give you that new court date. Okay. If you'll have a seat on the benches, they'll get you the new date, and then we'll get you going from there. Thank you, Mr. Ambrose. Hang in there. First Tuesday, that's the first Tuesday in April, right, for her public defender day?
Yes.
Is that right? Is it first or second Tuesday that we've been doing? Second Tuesday.
Yeah.
Thank you. Second Tuesday.
Whew. I need a service animal right now just after watching that. Whew. Man. Okay, so I don't know if you've seen my other videos, but Chris, the prosecutor, if you remember that one inmate? She was like, Chris, hi Chris. Yeah, I'll work with Chris, but only Chris. It was hilarious. But I had another video up where, oh goodness gracious, what was her name? Moonwalker or something like that. This lady Moonwalker got Rolo taken away from her, and Chris did that. And you know, Con and Chris, they don't like doing it. They just don't like taking animals away from their owners, but they do when they have to. So I've seen them before do it. So I feel like his animals were taken away because they had to take them away. They had to. And dogs don't have a voice, they don't. We have to be their voice. So if he got his dogs taken away, I don't know the circumstances, but good. I feel like that they're the right people to do it. So he might need a service animal, and he might have mental issues, and that's what gets him through. But it can't be at the dog's expense. His mental health can't be at an animal's expense. I mean, that's just not right. So hopefully they'll get him hooked up with services. This judge knows all the services available in Colorado, and there's a ton of mental health services available for him. Now, whether he takes them or not, that's his choice. You can't tell him what to do, but But yeah, I mean, he's in the best place right now in front of Judge Khan. Period. There's no better place. But I'm telling you, if he would have just had Butler, that would have been hilarious. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put another Butler case up on my next stream just so that we don't forget her. because because it's hilarious. Hey Marty. This is your first live. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you brought rum. And maybe, yeah, they do have mental health programs with animals involved. And, these are specific animals that they bring in and you can interact with them and definitely not abused in any way. And maybe that's the way they'll go with him. Who knows? Who knows? They'll figure it out. They really will. I don't know what would have happened with this guy in any other courtroom, like Christofino or Judge Simpson, or, well, okay, all right, I guess if you put him in front of Middleton, it might have went kind of similar. No, in Manning, it would have been over in 4 minutes flat. uh, You don't have to, Cloud. You can sleep. You can sleep. You can just watch it when you wake up. I love sleep. I don't want anybody to miss out on sleep. I mean, I'm so good in bed, I can sleep all day. All day. That's how good I am. All right, guys. That's all I have for now. I do have a pocket. I recorded Link today. And I know I only put him up one time, but it was the best I've ever seen. But every other court docket he had since then has been tame. So hopefully I have some good stuff in this one because, man, when he is good, he is really, really good. Yeah, we prefer you be here too, Cloud. We really do. And I'm going to try to keep putting upcoming in. Yes, Donald, I am good in bed. I can sleep all day. All day. All night, too. See, I haven't even gone to bed yet, and Cloud, and you're thinking of waking up at 4. Oh, man. I need to go to bed. I need to start sleeping. Nah. It's all good. All right, I'm going to go look at my link and see if there's anything good in there. Thank you for all the new people who caught our live today. Sally Port, thank you so much for the membership gifts. You're so nice. And I will catch you all again soon. I hope you guys have a great day. And goodbye to Australia. Thanks, Carolyn. Kelly, wait a second. Kelly didn't teach us anything today. Son of a gun. Kelly, I'm not mad. I'm just very disappointed. I'm not mad, but, did you teach us anything today? All right, better have something good about Texas next time we come on. See you guys. Have a good day.